So my dad came to visit me after he passed away, and we sat and we talked. And we've got to share this today. I thought it was a really good idea to share this personal story. I was talking to some new nursing students earlier today, and we were talking about my time in hospice and the many unusual, supernatural, if you will, or spiritual, or just really life-changing events that happened as I was working with patients that had passed away. And I was talking about how if you're ever on the fence about the other side or the spiritual realm, you've got to work in hospice. And so I was kind of giving them that pep talk about hospice. And it reminded me of the story of my father, and I thought I would share here. And it turns out I'm not alone. There's a lot of famous people that have had visitation dreams and have talked about them. I'll talk about one of them here besides my own experience. And then we'll go to my other channel, Doc in the Den on YouTube, and I'm going to talk about all the other famous people and their experiences with seeing their deceased loved ones as well. It's so fascinating. And you may have experienced this as well. So as I talk about my story, comment below if you've had something similar. So when my dad passed away, he was in the hospital. He had been in there quite a while at that time. I couldn't get to the bedside when he passed at the time. I wasn't there. I didn't get to say goodbye. And I always felt really bad about that. And so I would say a couple weeks later, I'm asleep and I have a dream. And it's not like any other dream I've ever had before. I talk about lucid dreaming, when you wake up in your dream and you know what's going on, or you can even control the dream. It wasn't this. There was a white marble bench, like you would see in a beautiful European park. And I went over to sit on the bench, but it wasn't in a park. The floor was white, the surroundings were white, the ceiling was white. It was white, bright white everywhere around me. And as I'm sitting there, I look over and I see my father, who has passed away, walking towards me. And I was in a state of disbelief, like, well, didn't he pass away? Is he still alive? Like, did I dream that he died? Like, that's how real it was. I was questioning myself in this dream. He came and sat next to me, and I was like, well, how are you? What's going on? And he was just smiling and full of joy. I could even feel this joy coming off him. And I remember him saying, and again, I'm hearing these things in my mind in my dream because he wasn't talking. You couldn't hear words, but I could hear it in my mind. And he was saying that he was happy and he was okay and everything was fine. And I went in to hug him. And this was wild because, he didn't have wings. He didn't have some ethereal outfit on or long flowing robes. He had his old 1980s members only jacket on, this beige jacket, casual pants, I think he had the boots on he would always wear. And I was like, oh, this is so classic. This is what my dad would wear, just like a casual day out or, just going to a restaurant. And I could feel his jacket. Like, I know the texture of that jacket. When I hugged him, I could feel his jacket in the dream. I could smell his familiar cologne. You remember Drakkar Noir? I could smell his cologne on him. And it was the most real experience. And I felt so good knowing he's in this amazing, bright, white, joyous place, and he was so happy. But there was no revelations, not like, here is your future, or this is what you're going to see on the other side. It was just, everything's fine, and I'm happy. And, and showing me how happy he was. And really, he was there to bring me comfort and to let me hug him, to feel how real he was. He felt so real. He might as well just been sitting next to me right here in this room. He felt so real in the dream. And why this visitation dream was different from any other dream, there was nothing that was dream-like. You know how some things can be kind of blurry, confusing, foggy, letters are the other direction, or, there's a cat flying by, whatever. This was as real as you could imagine, which is classic with the visitation dream. Have you had something like that? Now, I haven't had another one since, but years later, I was laying down for a nap, when you're in a light sleep, not a deep sleep. And I hear my father's voice yelling my name like he used to when I was a kid, and he'd be on the other side of the house. And you know how your parents yell your name out and you go running? I heard that same voice, the way he yelled my name. It woke me up right out of this nap. And again, you're in that hypnagogic state, but I wasn't dreaming about him. I don't even remember what was going on, but it was like someone was in the room yelling my name, woke me out. Like my heart was pounding. Like I heard someone, well, not someone, it was my dad yelling my name out. So, and there was nothing wrong in the room. There was no crisis or anything gone, but it was just a little hint like, hey, I'm still around you. I'm still around. And I love that. I love that. So, the famous Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, right? And psychoanalyst. So he reported visitation dreams of his deceased father as well. And he interpreted these significant encounters that influenced many of his psychological theories, particularly around the unconscious and spiritual connections. And did you know that Elvis Presley's mother came to him as well? He was having a really difficult time in his life, and his mother Gladys came to him as well. He said in his visitation dream, she offered him advice and comfort and solace. Did you ever know that? Isn't that interesting? So there's quite a few other people here I'm going to talk about on my other channel, Doc in the Den, but I'll end with this famous person, Queen Victoria. She actually recorded multiple dreams in her royal diaries where her late husband, Prince Albert, visited her in her dreams after her death. And she said he offered her companionship, he was with her, gave her comfort, and she said these dreams were him coming to visit her. They were, again, they're not just like your regular dreams. You know it in your heart, in every ounce of your being. You know these are your loved ones from the other side coming to visit you. So have you ever had a visitation dream? Or maybe ask your loved ones. Because I think when you're really hurting, they do come to offer you comfort. And some people on my channel have told me, well, I've never, being in the room of someone passing away, I've never seen them looking at loved ones in the room, or I've never seen angels come into the room. Well, one piece of advice that I have, if you start creating a dream journal, so when you dream and you wake up at night or in the morning, just jot down really quick or just say it into a phone, make a voice memo. And the more you do that, it does train your brain to start remembering your dreams. And as you become more aware of that, it does open you up to maybe you'll remember that visitation dream, because a lot of people might not remember that they had one. They might wake up feeling much better, but they don't remember the dream itself. So just a little piece of advice. Okay, I'll see you on my other channel, Doc in the Den. We're going to dive deep into this a little bit more, but I would love to hear your comments below about this. Also, if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Dr. Andrea O'Connor. Go ahead and give it a like if you like this kind of content, and welcome to the community. Go ahead and subscribe and join those of us that are talking about this all the time. Okay, thanks for being here. I'll see you on the next one.